winning against Scotland, will have real ambitions of going on and winning this competition. They need a result here to help them on their way. For Northern Ireland, it is their final match of the campaign and they want to end on a high note. We'll bring you team news in a few minutes' time, but first, let's hear from the managers. Don, welcome to McGinn Park. First of all, what do you make of the venue?
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful venue. You know, we're delighted to be here. Like I said, we've trialled in lots of parts of Ireland, so you know this is a first for us. So yeah, nice to be here.
The people are certainly very happy to have you here as well. Talking to them before the game, how fired up are your players? Not just to play Northern Ireland, but for this tournament in general.
Yeah, no, really big time. Yeah, they're like we've been together for a couple of weeks, you know, a few months now, and they're just raring to go. Like last week was a great start, and you know this is our second game, so yeah, really excited.
And in terms of Northern Ireland, what have you made of them? I'm sure you've seen them.
Yeah, no, we've, you know, thankfully with the coverage, you know, we were able to really focus on how they play, and you know this is their fourth game, so we've had 3 games to really analyse and dissect. So we're happy with what we've seen, and I think we've a fair idea of how they play, but yeah, they're a very good team.
And in terms of, this is your first campaign, Frankie, I can't count the number of campaigns he's been involved in. That dynamic is one people will be talking about. Yeah, no, like I'm involved myself a few years, but you know, in the kind of the backroom staff. So yeah, we all know Frankie, so we all know how passionate he is and how enthusiastic it is. But it's great for the tournament. It's brilliant. Can you win it? We believe we can. You know, it's not going to be easy. We have a nice squad, 1 to 18. You know, we're still finding out about some of the players. You know, some didn't play last week, so I would hope so. But you know, it's all depends. You know, the lads are up for it, and we certainly put in the work as well. So yeah, I'd like to think so. Look forward to finding out. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you. Bye. Frankie, last game of the campaign for your side. What's the message tonight for your team?
The message is to go out and win. That's simple as that. You know, you play each of the home nations, and in years to come, they go back and say, well, I played against this, and I beat this team. We were beaten last time out against England. It was very unfortunate because we were the better team. We were beaten by Scotland. We were a better team, but that's football, and you have to take your chances. So this is a great opportunity tonight in lovely Donegal, my favourite county in Ireland. You can see I have a coat on. It's cold, but it's beautiful. So we're looking forward to it.
I guess for schoolboys it's good that there are lessons to come out of this, and they are points you can look at, aren't they?
We've talked about, and they know themselves, you know, we finished a lot stronger the second half against England. We had loads of chances against Scotland, and they'll learn from that in their football careers. And you know, they've been unbelievable as a group of players, and I said to them afterwards that they've been a pleasure and a credit to their schools, their clubs, their families, how they conduct themselves, going away to different nations, away on tours to Jersey and so on, and they've been absolutely phenomenal. Not one bad word said, that they get on with things, and they were just a credit.
And in terms of your opponents tonight, they played just the one match, so maybe not as easy to scout?
No, it was because of yourselves. We got to watch it, which is great. I know I've talked to Dave Olson, who does a great job with SAFAB, about maybe next year we're trying to change the timetable so everybody gets a chance to watch everybody else. So they're a very good team. They get a good result against Scotland, and they'll fancy themselves coming here tonight because it's all in their favour. They have 3 more matches, and I know England will be watching with great few in it, saying, well, we'll see what this Republic thing's like to see if we can beat us.
And what sort of game are we expecting? A friendly rivalry?
Oh no, well, it'll be a rivalry. You know, it'll be friendly at the very start, but I still expect that, you know, young fellas going at it again. First 10-15 minutes trying to stamp authority. So, but again, the pitch is to die for here in McGinn Park in Buncrana, so it's as good a grass pitch in Ireland, to be honest. So we're all looking forward to it.
Thank you. Well, there you go, the thoughts of both managers ahead of this eagerly anticipated match at McGinn Park here in Buncrana. It's a lovely night for it. Republic of Ireland versus Northern Ireland and all that entails, and we are ready for it. The Inspiresport Centenary Shield has thrown up some crackers already. This is the halfway stage of our coverage, match day 5, which means you've another 5 games to go after tonight. Hopefully you've been enjoying it so far, no doubt you have. And as we look across the pitch, at the top of your picture, you can see the players making their way out now in front of us, where they're playing against, I have to say, a packed stand that we're sitting in here. Lots of friends, family and people from the local community out in numbers. to enjoy a good game of football and what will undoubtedly be a very competitive match as well. They're being led out by the match officials. The referee is Richard Story, his assistants Zach McLaughlin and Tony O'Loughlin. Terence Moyne is the fourth official. Lovely touch with some little mascots there too. The Centenary Shield, as much as it is a competitive event, is also a wonderful family occasion. You might notice a little bit of smoke breezing across the pitch. You can tell the direction of travel of the wind. Somebody's chimney is putting out a bit more fumes than maybe it should be, just in case you're worried what that might be. We haven't quite gone as far as pyrotechnics tonight. That is beyond my budget. But just to explain what you're seeing, dear viewer. And there's the chimney. See, I told you. First class coverage from our cameramen, bringing you up to speed. Wonder what they're having for dinner. Chance for sponsors and dignitaries to meet the young stars as they line up. And no doubt pass on well wishes ahead of kick-off. And anyone that has seen the performances of both the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland will no doubt be very impressed. The Republic getting off to the perfect start, as mentioned at the start of the programme, with their victory over Scotland. It was a tight game from which they had to come from behind, but they still managed that goal either half, correcting things from their perspective. And for Northern Ireland, despite having 2 losses to their name, you certainly couldn't say that they've played poorly whatsoever. Now let's have a look at the teams, starting with tonight's host, the Republic of Ireland. It's an unchanged 11 from that aforementioned match against Scotland, in a side that rather pleasingly is numbered 1 to 11. There's a throwback for you. O'Brien, Clancy and O'Donovan forming a back three. Michael McCullough could be the talisman in midfield. From previous showing, he certainly could be, and Gill and Raggett will provide the goal threat, keen to add to their accounts after their heroics on St Patrick's Day. For Northern Ireland, it is 2 changes for Frankie Wilson. Aaron Whiteman and Patrick Kelly return to the squad after their Federations Cup exploits. Liam McStravick and Jack Patterson, however, are missing through injury. Has never quite had a full panel to select from, Wilson, despite his best efforts. But he is confident that this bunch he's chosen from are more than up to the task. Northern Ireland with a slight advantage in terms of subs potentially. I think they brought a couple beyond that as well, but those are some of the main features on it. Jamie Ray, his first outing in the tournament, a sub goalkeeper for Northern Ireland, coming in for Henderson. You never know when he might be called upon. And equally, Cian Clements brought in for the hosts after Jack Ross had to withdraw. Goalkeeper woes, but they have found answers for them. This is how the table shapes up so far. It will be of interest to the other nations, undoubtedly, as they watch on tonight. England, after their win against Northern Ireland, would be looking a little favour if they could against the team they've just defeated, but nothing's that straightforward in football. The Republic of Ireland, like England, with that 100% record. And a reminder that I issue before every single game, it's all about points. It does not come down to goal difference, which is why this competition can have joint winners at the end of it. This match is played out between the team who won it 2 times ago, the team that won it last time out. So it stands to reason that we should be treated to a rather exciting encounter here as the final photographs are taken. I'm pleased to say, joining me for this one is former Northern Ireland under-16 manager Declan Devine, And Declan, it's great to have you here with us. You must be looking forward to this
really
one like the rest of us.
Looking forward to the game, Michael. You know, it's having watched a lot of the games, the coverage has been brilliant on the BBC, and you know, having watched the games, Republic of Ireland were very good against Scotland, but Northern Ireland, you know, will be disappointed to come out of the England game not having got something from it. Didn't start the best for the first 20-25 minutes, but really dictated the game. So it's two technical sides. Looking at them physically, they look even enough matched, you know, and I think England were very aggressive compared to the size of the Northern Ireland boys. So it'll be interesting to see tactically how the game will go, because Northern Ireland are setting up in a 4-4-2 as Frankie always likes to set up, and the Republic are coming out in a 3-5-2. So it'll be interesting to see tactically how the game pans out.
From John McShane's perspective, I found it interesting how he was talking earlier in the week when I spoke to him about not sitting back, about going out and enjoying it and trying to get in the front foot early, and that's what every manager probably wants to see.
Well, that's what you want your team to start. You want them to start positive, you want them to start brightly, and you want them to dictate the ball. So it'll be interesting here, because I think Frankie will be telling his guys they didn't start too well against England and give themselves a mountain to climb. So the one thing you'll be guaranteed here tonight, with the way that both teams go about their business, is there'll be a few tackles going on early doors. So it'll be interesting to see which team keeps their discipline the most.
Yes, discipline always important. I look forward to a few of those spicy tackles, I have to say.
Absolutely.
Nothing like a good competitive game of football, and a lovely shot of the crowd. Healthy attendance here for this one in Buncrana as we get the game underway. Republic of Ireland in home colours, Northern Ireland in the change strip, as Burn Ireland's goal gets an early touch, and they look to send it up and over the halfway line, but just spins out of play. I have to say, it's a lovely pitch underfoot as well.
It's great to see a game, Michael, on grass again. It tends to be everything at under 18, under 19 always tends to be on astro pitches, so it'll be interesting to see how the boys adapt to playing on grass. It's not as usual as you would expect.
That's a good point. Early venture down the wing for Keys, plays it back and prodded through by Walsh.
Stephen, early in the game, Michael, you can see the two wing backs pushed right on the Northern Ireland full backs, two centre forwards, and the number 7, Michael McCullough, right up on top of the game. But here's an opportunity now for Northern Ireland to break.
Important challenge there. Scullion just able to come through that. Had he have missed it, they would have had a gap in behind.
It's interesting tonight, again, two young players back, as you say, Whiteman and Kelly for Northern Ireland. Unfortunately, McStravick, who's been outstanding in the tournament, has picked up an injury. I also thought Jack Patterson last week, when he came on against England, really gave Northern Ireland a different dimension. So typical of Frankie's luck, 2 on 2 out, but it'll be interesting to see how much an impact Kelly and Whiteman can have in this game tonight.
Ball through the legs of McCullough, but it's worked out well for his team as it's hooked across, and it's Cruz giving chase, and he's more than capable of keeping that one in play. Healy, good ball forward. Gill and Raggett converging, and Gill winning the early corner.
Very impressed in the last game by Lennon Gill and Michael Raggett. The two boys were a real handful for Scotland all night. 2 goal scorers on the night also. But this kid here, number 7 for Republic of Ireland, Michael McCullough, is, I don't want to put the jinx on him, but his deliveries from set pieces in the Scotland game were outstanding, and he looks a real talented player.
I was about to say he's got the bright boots on, so no pressure, but don't they all these days?
They always do. They always do. Black boots are a thing of the past.
Coming through, it was a nice little shimmy to get into the area, but Northern Ireland get it clear, albeit temporarily. McCullough being watched wide at the moment, able to drop a shoulder spin as it's played neatly around.
It's really good football, really good start from the Republic of Ireland, really in the ascendancy here and looking to move the ball from side to side and look as if they're very talented and comfortable in possession of the football.
Northern Ireland having to defend deep at the moment as that ball comes rolling into the box.
As I say,
well, we know what McFeely can do, but that was just a bit overhit for him.
It's going to be very important how Northern Ireland cope. You know, I see Patrick Kelly now dropping off on the holding midfield player. It's going to be so important how they cope with the extra man in midfield and not letting Ireland dictate and boss the middle of the pitch.
Good tempo to this match. This the last home game for Ireland before they're on their travels. England and Wales ahead for them.
Having watched all three of the Northern Ireland games, they've been excellent in all the games. They were very unfortunate they go 2-0 down against Scotland, but the goalkeeper, man of the match on the night was the Scotland goalkeeper.
I'm just watching this one as it drops. Nice little step back there. I think some wanted Raggett to take the shot on, but probably the wise option to move it to Kieran Cruz. And he was just shown away from goal, and in the end couldn't wrap his foot around that and get it into the penalty area. Northern Ireland haven't defended deep early on.
I think that's been a trait looking at the games, the previous games. Northern Ireland have been happy to sit towards the edge of their own box and look to break and counter-attack teams. But when you're playing a top side like the Republic look over the last game and tonight, the way they've started, it's so important that you have an out and being able to get up the pitch.
Weathering the storm can be such a big part of it as well. They've got experience amongst the coaching panel. That's true of both teams. We've got a shot there of Richard Clark. I mean, obviously still playing away for Ballina-Mallard. What a player he's been down through the years.
Great lad. Makes me feel really old because I've been coaching him since he was about 10 years of age up in Castlederrick. But great lad, Clarky. But as you look on both benches, real good quality people working with the best young players in the country. You know, you only have to look at John McShane. He's been about the Republic squad for a long time. And one of his assistants is Ollie Hargan, a pro-licensed coach who's manager of Van Harps and does wonders with a professional football club. So, you know, Frankie has brilliant people around him. Frankie's done an unbelievable job. So, as I say, the only people that will benefit from that will be ourselves and the players out on the pitch. It'll be interesting to see when Northern Ireland get possession of the ball, can they really feed those top four players? You know, Jack McPheely's been outstanding for them. He's 2 goals in 3 games. Patrick Kelly coming on, having played for a number of games for Coleraine, especially in the League Cup final over recent weeks. And Aaron Whiteman, who's first team experience. And young Tosh on the left hand side for Northern Ireland as well. So it'll be interesting to see.
That's Kelly trying to work his way through, and no foul there. He's going to take the shot on. And he couldn't get the dip on it in the end, but some encouragement there for Northern Ireland.
That's what he can do. Patrick can get on the ball in those half spaces. I don't think we'll see him tonight play as high as what Jack McPheely will play, but he'll maybe play in that number 10 position where he'll pick up second balls and get on it and look to slide people through or get cracks off a goal as he did there.
Getting the call, but wasn't quite able to get the pass going, and now the first real sight of Whiteman running, but running out of room and just over the touchline there. A real live wire, someone whose presence was missed on the wing for the England match.
It'll be an interesting battle because, you know, with them playing with the Republic of Ireland playing wing back, can Aaron get at the left-sided centre back? You know, John O'Donovan from Cork City is a very good player, but can Aaron Whiteman isolate him and get at him in this wide area?
Free kick given to the Republic of Ireland, and the one thing I would say is O'Donovan was originally a left back, and they've kind of
pulled him on one,
moved him in a little bit. So
what he done,
perfect guy to support.
What he done exceptionally well against Scotland was he stepped on that midfield area, because if Northern Ireland are going to put pressure on one of the centre backs, the 2 wide centre backs in terms of Clancy and O'Donovan, they're really happy to step in and create overloads in midfield.
Speaking of stepping in, that's exactly what Tadhg Walsh did there, making sure it didn't roll back to Northern Ireland. They watered the pitch earlier. A couple of players have slipped, and Whiteman showing
it's brilliant from Whiteman.
Blistering pace, and he's still going. Exciting, and it took a third defender to get across, and Charlie O'Brien to make the challenge.
It's just a little warning Aaron has handed out there. You know, give him the ball with acres of space in front of him. He's more than happy to run in behind, take people on, because he possesses that 1v1 ability to get at people, but he also has the pace and power to go with another option.
One of those players that terrifies defenders. You think the ball's there, and then very quickly it isn't.
Frankie has spent a lot of time on set pieces, so it's an opportunity.
Well, they're floating it in nicely. Header one at the front of the box, but Ireland, through a combination of players, initially get rid of it. Should be able to again here. Well, that was a little speculative, I think, in the end, Tosh.
It's good little period for Northern Ireland, though. You know, as I say, a little warning from Whiteman. Patrick Kelly's had a shot from 20 yards. Northern Ireland will be quite happy for the Republic to have it at the back. They want to condense the space with the extra man in midfield and make sure that the Republic can't play in the tight areas. So they'll be more than happy.
It's turned into a fine evening here, I have to say. For all the fear of worse weather, not to put a hex on anybody. That bounce was well watched in the end by Aidan Kelly. Just deviated a little bit from what he thought, and that's what you warned of.
Absolutely. You know, that one ball we got to be careful of as well. Making sure whenever there's so many players in the midfield area that we're not getting turned easy. But he dealt with it well. He's been good in the tournament, Kelly. He's been excellent in the tournament, and he's shown great leadership as well. Obviously, captain.
Interesting that they just have the one player in the box at the moment, Ireland, as they ready their throw in. Lennon Gill looking a little lonely in there, but I'm sure that'll soon change. Oh, a throw not going to the intended target and clipped into the box where Northern Ireland have the numbers, and McCoubry has the time to make the clearance.
I just think it's important from Northern Ireland's point of view that that first pass, as we've seen there, it's got to stick. You got to make sure that that's completed. You can't continue to give possession away from having relatively decent possession at the back. They just knocking long balls. It's going to run through and give the Republic of Ireland possession, because the Republic look very comfortable at the back on the ball.
Too much on that one. It was one that Northern Ireland didn't want to gamble with as they hooked it away and now try and send it forward. It's over the head of McFeely. Scullion stepping through and making the challenge, and well, I think was trying his best, appealing for that, but it has worked.
I think Donald Scullion's another player that comes out of the last couple of games with tremendous credit. You know, he's worked extremely hard in that midfield area. He's happy to put his foot on, he's happy to 1 second balls, and that's going to be key tonight.
That's what you tell your players, isn't it? Feel for everything. Sometimes it works.
Frankie will certainly have his boys doing that, there's no doubt about it. But I think for the first 10 minutes, Michael, 11 minutes, it's been good. You're always going to find that both teams are going to try and suss each other out, find their style of play. But just from Northern Ireland's point of view now, if they can just get their foot on the ball and start to move it around from side to side. Here's an opportunity now to get Whiteman. Down the sides is always the opportunity for a 2v1 when you're playing against the wing-back system. So full-backs have loads of time on the ball, and they should be going and creating 2v1 down in the wide areas.
Supporters watching on, waiting for the game's first goal. Well wrapped up for the windy conditions despite the sunshine. Don't be completely deceived, there is a strong breeze as the ball has been taken away. Whiteman, McFeely already got a couple of goals in this competition, decided to move the pass out wide. They're lining up in the middle here. Can they find the delivery? Not in the first attempt. Now with McCullough. That's expertly moved back by McKay. Credit to him as the visitors get the free kick there.
The Republic of Ireland started really brightly, but now they haven't really been able to string too many consecutive passes together. Northern Ireland are on top at the minute.
Just wouldn't sit there for Kelly. A couple of groans from the crowd who were wondering maybe what if there, but a bit like the England game in that sense, where Northern Ireland did not start the best. The difference there was England did score early. That isn't to say that it couldn't still happen here, naturally, but Northern Ireland have warmed up after maybe a tentative start, is the best way of putting it. It's a good ball into the box now, one for the keeper to watch, and it's spilled. McCullough, and he does score. Well, we were just talking about the start and what might happen. And Northern Ireland
Oh, the referee, he's got his flag up.
are asking the question, and the flag is up on the far side, and that goal will not stand. Well, it's a let-off for Northern Ireland, and we'll bring you a replay of that in just a moment, but it was parried into the box, and McCullough was quick on the rebound.
Absolutely, he's a good player, McCullough, but Rian Brown will be very happy that the linesman put his flag. Oh, it's a handball, it's a blatant handball, it's a great call from the linesman. But again, Rian Brown will be he's a very lucky man there, you know, because I don't think McCullough had to handle it. I think he could have brought it down, took a touch and put it on, but it's a let-off, certainly a let-off for Northern Ireland.
Well, there you go.
And I think Rian Brown's been probably one of Northern Ireland's best players over the last number of games. He's been simply outstanding and really, really impressive.
And you know your goalkeepers haven't been one yourself, sir?
A long, long time ago, Michael.
Well, I wasn't going to add that in. I'm in a good mood tonight. So a let-off for Northern Ireland, albeit the correct decision. Assistant official doing his job and doing it well.
I think it's been another trend in the games. You know, teams that aren't really in the game at that moment in time have been able to manage to go and score goals when they're not. Oh, there's a shout. Let's give a free kick.
Free kick right on the edge of the box, and they knew they were in trouble there when Lennon Gill wound up for a shot, and they are, I think, pretty happy that it was just outside the area, because that was close.
That was close. Again, just a few lapses of concentration. I don't think he needs to make the tackle because the defender's there, but just a lapse of concentration again, and you know that can be pivotal in these games.
Now the organising begins as Brown gets his wall set up. This is the disallowed goal again.
It's Raggett, McCullough over it. McCullough has a wonderful left foot. Be interesting to see if it's maybe it's more for a right footer, but honestly, even watching this kid in the warm-up, he's got a wand of a left foot, and Northern Ireland need to be on their toes here.
So McCullough, who through that handball that you've just watched back, had a goal disallowed, now with a chance to rectify things from his point of view if he's allowed to take it. Or will it be Raggett? Oh! Wasn't far off.
Wasn't far away, but the wall done its job. You know, it's very difficult for Brown, the goalkeeper, to see because there were so many bodies on the wall, but not far away at all.
This angle will show you. Just looking for that little corner of space and couldn't quite bend it in. In fairness to Brown, he was across very quickly. Might have felt he'd have got a hand of that. Either way, off target. Just a coming together of heads there, wasn't there? But play continues. Both players staying on their feet as Tosh hangs it into the area. McFeely was in there. It's
an excellent header away from Charlie O'Brien.
Charlie O'Brien.
Excellent header.
The offside flag was up there anyway, so it wouldn't have stood. But
Patrick Kelly's definitely took a knock. Clash of heads.
We'll have a little look here. Shane Hockey, is it? Just getting a bit of attention
Shane Hockey
there.
it is, yep, sorry.
Just getting looked at there. I think his counterpart from the Republic of Ireland is okay. Innocent, but doesn't mean that it isn't sore, particularly on a bitterly cold night. The last thing he needs a bump to the nose, so he'll head off for a bit more treatment, and Northern Ireland will be a player down for the next couple of minutes.
It's been a good game so far, Michael. Both teams having a go. You know, both teams have had opportunities. You know, both teams trying to play the right way. So it's certainly an interesting game in the making.
Well, temporarily a rethink in terms of shape as well, just to make up for that missing man in midfield. Tosh nudging it back.
Good defending again from Kelly.
Wilson side win the throw. Northern Ireland 9 times winners and current holders of the Centenary Shield. The Republic of Ireland have their eyes on winning it for an 8th time this time around.
Good work from Aaron Whiteman again, doubling up and giving his fullback a hand. I want to see Northern Ireland get out here now and really get after. I know they're down to 10 men, but don't want to see them sitting in the edge of their own box and encouraging the Republic of Ireland to build.
Encouraging runs like this one from Stephen Healy. Gill teasing ball in, could be kept alive here. Michael Keys looking around. The Dundalk youngster pulls it back and just bobbled in front of Healy.
It's good play from the Republic of Ireland, really patient, looking to move it from side to side. Just if they can improve the final ball under the box, I think Northern Ireland will be under serious pressure.
A lot of the scouting for the Republic of Ireland team coming through the interprovincial tournament, where they got a look at all 4 corners of Ireland and picked naturally what they would assume to be the strongest squad.
Yeah, a lot of work put into it over the course of preparing for the tournament. You know, I know Northern Ireland obviously meet together every Sunday, and it's in many ways an advantage to them. But obviously, a population doesn't help in some regards. But at the same time, having the ability to get your group together every Sunday is something that Frankie will certainly benefit from. And just as you were saying, Frankie's record in this tournament is incredible. Up until the Scotland game, he hadn't lost in 24 games. Opportunity for Republic here, though.
That is as they break away, and that'll hang nicely. It's a lovely shot, and just pulled wide and ragged.
Great play.
With his head in his hands, because
great play.
He thought that was a real opportunity to score.
Absolutely, really good break from the Republic of Ireland. You know, 2 really talented centre forwards, and you don't have to ask Raggett twice to get a shot off. He certainly looks a top player for me. Great ball on as well.
Plays his club football at Shamrock Rovers. Goes to St Kieran's College in Kilkenny. Couldn't quite get his name on the score sheet there after that lovely pass from Cruz drifted over to him.
I think that's been one of the pleasing things for me, having watched all the games, is the quality on display. You know, it's something that the coaches from all countries should take real hard in. You know, they're all trying to play the right way. I remember going back maybe 5, 6, 7 years, a lot of it was based on aggression and physicality. Whereas you look at the games now, it's technical ability of the players, and the willingness to get on the ball and play is something that they should take huge credit for.
It's been a really good spectacle.
He's just caught him, but I don't think there's too much in it. Jack McFeely, another lad that has had an outstanding tournament, 2 goals, 3 games. His goal against England was a top quality, and you know, he started this game as well. He's a real handful, works extremely hard, and he will be a threat as this game evolves.
Well, I know Coleraine are very pleased with his contributions, and the rest of their representatives. Someone in their boardroom the other day said, please stop talking up our players, other teams are watching. So that shows you just how much they want to keep hold of them, nourish them, develop them, and get them into the starting 11 eventually.
What I will say about that is you know, both Irish League and League of Ireland, the clubs deserve huge credit in terms of the work that's getting done in youth development. You know, the managers of these senior teams deserve huge credit. We have 5 or 6, 7 players between both sides that have made their senior debuts already, and that's testimony of the work that's getting done at their club.
Halfway gone in the first half, as Northern Ireland takes strides forward. Whiteman, the most advanced player, but the cavalry arriving in the centre. Whiteman's made room for himself, and he's gone for the far post. It's taken a touch, and it's turned in. Kelly wheels away celebrating.
It's a brilliant goal. Aaron Whiteman, once you get him 1v1, anything can happen. He can take you on the outside. He comes on and is out. And the inside this time, a brilliant left foot. I think it might even be going on itself. But Patrick Kelly getting beyond the striker and getting a little deft header on it, and just takes it away from Rhys Byrne. But this is what I'm saying. Northern Ireland have been excellent on the counter-attack. Quite happy to let the Republic have it. But what a fantastic goal. Brilliant from Whiteman again. It's just a little club. And Patrick Kelly just glances it on the far post. Fantastic goal.
He's finally been able to feature in this competition, and the 2 players who returned from the tournament in Spain link up provider and scorer.
It's a great ball
Northern
from
Ireland go
Aaron
in front.
Whiteman.
Entertaining first half. Republic of Ireland having seen a goal disallowed for a handball, and now looking to
It's a
respond,
chance.
having gone behind. Lennon Gill looking for that man hanging around, and that player is Healy. Cruz, that had just gone over the line, and a little bit of frustration showing for the first time tonight.
I think where you got to be, where they have to understand as well, the Republic of Ireland, they were 1-0 down to Scotland, sorry. Came back and won the game 2-1. So again, it's going to be the same game plan for them now to try and get the next goal. It's important for the Republic of Ireland to try and get the next goal. Northern Ireland will be looking to keep it relatively tight, and for them, if they can go and get the next goal, then they'll really be in command of this football game. It's been a very even game in many ways. You know, Republic of Ireland a lot of possession. Northern Ireland looked really dangerous on the counter. Frankie will be hoping he can get Aaron Whiteman, Michael, as much as possible. 1v1, whether it against John O'Donovan or Kieran Cruz. He'll be hoping he can get him on the ball, because when that kid gets the ball at his feet, he certainly can make things happen.
Aaron Whiteman will be hoping that Mick McDermott's watching. Tough team to get into, of course.
To be fair to Aaron, you know, what a bunch of players he's training with on a daily basis. He's already made his debut. He's in good hands with Mick and Wendy up there. You know, he's at a brilliant football club, knowing, having played there myself. But this young lad, you know, he excites me every time I see him play. He excites me. I've known him for years. He was a right back to start with, so his 1v1 defending's good. But he really has impressed me now in terms of his willingness to get at defenders.
Really robbed of the ball. Hockey being asked to thread
Good
that
play.
pass through, and he's done it. McFeely.
Oh, keeper's done great.
That's a very good save. Burns spreading himself.
Again, good play.
Ball hasn't gone yet.
Hasn't gone yet. Still there. Goal kick.
Does eventually for the goal kick, but well,
Really good
you're
play.
the former goalkeeper. You talk us through this
He was
one
out
as we watch
quick,
the
to be
replay.
fair. He didn't commit himself too early, but it's really good play. Good break from Northern Ireland again. What a way to pass. And to be fair, he's out and he makes himself back and makes a save. But again, a good opportunity for Northern Ireland. You can see already the difference that Kelly and Whiteman are making here. You know, it just gives them a different dimension in terms of their attacking prowess, and both players are having a huge involvement in this football game so far.
Still a long way to go, but Northern Ireland will have taken heart from how the half has played out to this point. Brown. Hockey. Could see what he was trying to do, just didn't come off from that time. As
This opportunity now.
play just opens up a little bit. Fleet-footed McCullough has two in the middle, more coming now for him. And Ryan McKay is giving him a horrible oil time out there, sticking to his task.
It's done well, McKay. Yeah.
Won the challenge and rid them of the danger. Nice tempo to this match. O'Brien to Clancy and back once again with Charlie O'Brien, member of Cork City's League of Ireland under-17s Mark Farron Cup winning squad last year. Strong Cork City representation amongst their panel. 5 in total. Looking through the squad shows you the talented youngsters from that part of Ireland.
Oh, an
it's been
opportunity
lost.
here.
McFeely, his hard work has got him through. Does he have the pace to carry him through? He
Still
does.
there.
And the keeper
Yeah, excellent.
made himself favourite, didn't he?
Excellent.
That was aggressive in the right sense from Rhys Byrne.
Tag Walsh be a relieved man. His goalkeeper has bailed him out there. Again, there's opportunities. It's a really interesting game. You know, Republic look to get the ball down and play, but every time Northern Ireland get on it, they look dangerous.
little pockets of space that weren't there before, starting to open up, as naturally a team that's trailing is trying to get back into the game, and Northern Ireland are attempting to exploit that.
Absolutely, and you got young Tosh. What an attacking forward Northern Ireland have: Tosh, Whiteman, Kelly, and McFeely. It could cause any team problems, and they're looking to hit these on the break.
Well, the wind is picking up, and I think the rain's just about to start as well. Good luck, our notes in the next few minutes, I think. As hoods start to go up all around.
You wouldn't know what weather you get, having lived in Donegal for the last number of years. You wouldn't know anything's possible.
Let's count the seasons in one match.
Absolutely.
Whiteman was certainly brought down there. Walsh was just caught out by the fast footwork.
I think John McShane will be just looking at his team to settle down a little bit. I think they've got a bit anxious since the goal went on. Started really brightly, as we said earlier, but just haven't been able to string the consecutive passes that they've had. As the hail starts falling on top of us here, Michael.
Can confirm it is hail.
But he'll just look for his players now to just settle on it and try and play their way back into this game, because they're looking very nervy. And Northern Ireland, I'll fancy their chances of going and getting the second here at the moment.
That's a lovely touch. And there's a bit of room here.
They do it again. Well, unlucky.
Well, they're not shy of taking those on. And once you've seen one fly in the campaign, I guess it gets everybody that little sense of, do you know what, I fancy it as well. And with the wind that you no doubt can hear, if that's behind you, it's even harder for a goalkeeper to stop it.
Well, I think that's an advantage Northern Ireland are playing with a minute. It's not that type of game that the wind has such a huge bearing on the game at the moment in time, but Northern Ireland, with the breeze behind them, certainly have a bit of an advantage at the minute. And if this storm kicks up any more, as it looks as if it's going to, then they could be in for a tough second half.
Byrne playing out the pass. I've been impressed by him. Plays his club football at Bohemians. McCullough controlling, showing a clean pair of heels to the defender, and Whiteman, that was quite smart really, just shielded the ball and waited for the contact.
Excellent from Whiteman, but again, looking at McCullough, he's just itching to get that left foot round that ball. They have a crack from 18 yards, and to be fair to Whiteman, he's done really, really well again at his defensive responsibility. Very impressive by Aidan Kelly again. He goes a bit unnoticed, but he shows brilliant leadership, good 1v1 defender, and has really dug his team out on many occasions early on in this game.
That ball had just gone over the sideline there, as Whiteman might be admonished. He's going to get a bit of a warning here. Listen to the whistle is clearly the message being put across there. I'm sure players always listen when they're told that.
Absolutely. But again, credit to Frankie Wilson, because his team really have nothing as such to play for here tonight, and they've started this game so brightly, and hunger. The hunger epitomises their manager really, because they've really come out here tonight and really took it on and asked questions of the Republic of Ireland. And the Republic will be disappointed with the way they started, because they're still in the run and they won the tournament, so they'll be looking to get their finger out here and try and get the next goal.
And the hail is pouring down into Irish faces as they try and defend. It's blowing that way.
I have to say, the game's been played in a great spirit, considering the conditions. There hasn't been a bad tackle on the game up this far. And both teams are trying to play in difficult conditions as it is now, but it's definitely played in a good spirit. He's causing himself a problem here. It's an opportunity. This could be a big goal.
Could it be two?
Oh,
the keeper's got a toe to it.
He's a lucky man, having made a couple of really good saves. His distribution has let him down there, and to be fair, Patrick Kelly has a great chance to put the Northern Ireland lads 2-0 up, but again, Brown he's pulled himself out with a big save. Reece Burns, sorry.
It's a good save from the keeper. It's one, though, that I think Kelly will feel he could have done better with. The challenge comes in and the referee felt maybe it was a little strong, but we can see here the pass is given to him. He's stretching and he just couldn't get a firm enough connection, but he could try and play the reverse pass through here as you were watching that replay, and it was just about telegraphed and cut out, as the Republic of Ireland are living a bit of a charmed life at the moment.
They've been careless in possession over the last couple of minutes, and Northern Ireland can smell blood, and they're going for it here. They're really going for it.
Well, two good sides in Northern Ireland are a team with a point to prove. I think they came into this one hurting, and they're taking some of that anguish maybe out on their local rivals.
It's an opportunity here. It's 2v2 at the back.
And it's well watched again by Aidan Kelly.
I think Frankie will be looking at that scenario there and seeing in the transition Northern Ireland can have 5 or 6 players forward, and they've got to be careful that they don't leave themselves too open at the back.
Still is only a goal in it for the chances that have presented themselves. Northern Ireland have not been able to add to their tally.
Young Shane Haughey for Northern Ireland has broke up a lot of good play from the Republic. He has really started off on the front foot, and it's probably the best game I've seen him play out of the 3 so far.
McCullough showed good strength and vision there to get that one in. McCubry had the wherewithal not to dive in, and doesn't want to overcommit himself here either, as the hosts eventually get the throw in. It's one of those ones, you know you're on your own and you're willing the ball over the line, but it just took a bit of encouragement. Absolutely.
And the young lad for the Republic, Kieran Cruz, he's a good player. He's a really good player. He's made his debut for Shamrock Rovers in 2021, which is no mean feat for a 17, 18-year-old kid. You know, so he's definitely got bags of potential if the Republic of Ireland can start using him with the ball.
Shown some nice touches down this near side, and the cross for Raggett's opportunity earlier, one of the best in the match from their perspective. John McShane's lads far from out of it yet. Hockey. Committed challenge.
I think that's a challenge you expect in a Northern Ireland v Republic of Ireland game. Young Haughey's just outran it a little bit. My foot player comes on and takes everything. But this is what I'm saying. You know, it's good from the Republic of Ireland. John O'Donovan will step on, makes it on the front man, back on the midfield. They're really looking to play, switch play. Good. This is where Northern Ireland have to be on their toes defensively.
And they've a line of 4 across the front as well here, Declan. Sorry to talk across you, but they're getting the numbers up there in that file in front of the assistant official.
But that's the right-sided and left-sided centre-back stepping on the open play, you know, creating the overload and causing the opposition problems, and that's what they've done very well in the last couple of attacks here in the Republic of Ireland.
First booking of the match, yellow card coming out for Lewis Tosh. Drawn into that challenge, and now has had his name taken.
To be on their toes, Northern Ireland, because this young lad McCullough, he's got a brilliant left foot, and his deliveries against Scotland were excellent, and the Republic will fancy themselves here from a set piece.
Well, it's one of those ones you whip it into the corridor of uncertainty, and sometimes it doesn't even need a touch.
Absolutely.
Tricky one for goalkeepers to measure. Everyone has their man for the time being. Will that be the case when it comes into play? Great looking ball, but into the keeper it goes, and Brown gobbles it up.
I sure I'd like to see him throw it out the right back and let them go and play down the sides, because they've got an overload of 2v1.
Well, a little bit of talking going on there with the back 3, and perhaps the keeper spotting a bit of indecision at times with the defenders. It is only their second game, and you know we should be mindful of that as well. The preparation time coming into it.
Again, the Republic of Ireland are causing their own problems just by being sloppy in possession and giving cheap opportunities in Northern Ireland away. But this is where I like them, when the centre backs are stepping on and looking to play in the wide areas.
Lovely nutmeg.
Excellent
there.
Play. Excellent play.
Nearly got it back again. Lennon Gill showing his quality. attends St Benildus College in Stillorgan.
Plays for UCD, and they have an unbelievable record of producing players over the last 20 years. You know, and I'm sure looking at him and the quality he's shown tonight and in the previous game, he's certainly be one for the future that'll get opportunities at UCD.
Well, you wouldn't think this looking at him, but he actually started off his young career as a goalkeeper. And you can see with skill like that, where he was quickly told, you're going to play a wee bit further up the park.
It's about harsh on all those goalkeepers. You've got Ederson and boys like playing in the Premier League.
It's nearly gone the other way, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
Well, many of your old managers said, you know what, Dackie, just get it down and play it a bit, son.
That was my downfall. They chased the back pass drill halfway through my career. I give managers heart attacks when the ball was going back to me.
Little over 5 minutes until the interval here. That hailstorm has subsided, much to the relief of our intrepid cameramen.
Absolutely. It's got a little bit scrappy now, but again, you know, both teams looking to get their foot in the ball and look they play. Again, excellent from Kelly, very aggressive and commanding at the back, really impressive.
That one just a bit ahead of Healy there, and Hockey had it sussed. And Brown.
It's good. Oh, not so good. This is a chance.
Well,
this is a chance.
Northern Ireland could well be punished here. They get away with it, and John McShane will be wondering what on earth his team have to do to score. That was presented to them on a silver platter, and they overplayed it.
What an opportunity again. You know, most of the opportunities are coming from mistakes at the back. You know, people taking an extra touch, bad distribution, bad passes. But that was a great opportunity for Republic of Ireland to get back in this game. And they're going to have to take opportunities like that, because it's not that open of a game where there's so many clear-cut opportunities. But they're going to have to take chances when they're presented in that manner.
It was a bit of the good, the bad, and the ugly, really, wasn't it? He had the lovely touch, and then he had a not so good touch, and then he slipped. And in the end, after all the heavy breathing and the near heart attack, he was happy to see the bodies go back and the ball fly the other way.
It's unusual for young Rian Brown, because he's been outstanding, as I say again. A sloppy pass here, which is getting Northern Ireland back up a pitch. You not have to ask Aaron Whiteman twice to go and join on.
Nice little disguise there from Kelly. It's opening up for him.
Chance for Tosh.
He's put the pace on it, and Tosh was blocked. Keys knew what was coming there. Ollie Horgan standing beside the gaffer, wondering what might need to change. League of Ireland's back tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah, back tomorrow after the international break.
No rest for Ollie Horgan.
He's a very hard-working man. I've had many a battle and run on with Ollie over the years, but what a fantastic guy. What a guy that has put so much on the Irish football. He's a school teacher by trade, works part-time, part-time but full-time, and also does the schools international. Incredible guy.
Kelly with the give and go. He was clipped as he ran through there, and that's going to be brought back for the free kick. And Kelly's pleading his case, and Richard Story, having heard it, brings out the yellow card.
Excellent again from Kelly. You just want to get him on the ball as much as possible, because he makes things happen. He gets free kicks, he makes forward passes, he gets shots off, he scores his goal with his header, so really good.
Tag Walsh was the player who picked up the caution there, and he's back defending now.
Republic, interestingly, have everybody back. Opportunity to go out, work a 2v1 down the left-hand side.
Well, playing it short, but the second ball into McFeely, and the flag is up.
This first half, Michael, has went by in a blink of an eye. You know, the quality's been good. It's been a really good game. It's been an entertaining game. Both teams leaving everything out there. You know, still a lot of football to be played, yeah.
Most certainly is, and from what we've seen so far, the biggest mystery is how is it only 1-0? There could be more, and maybe should be more goals in this game, whichever way you'd carve them up. McFeely taking it nicely on his thigh and continued the run. Just had that avenue closed.
His link-up play has been excellent, McFeely. You know, he's not only just a threat in behind with his willingness to work and run, but his hold-up play and bringing others on the play has been super.
Wants to keep up his scoring run. Scored against Wales and scored against England, so that's a goal in each of his last 2 matches for Northern Ireland, and of course 2 in the Schools Cup final. It's a real purple patch for him.
And again, it's great for the exposure of the player himself. You know, I'm sure there'll be a lot of scouts at these games, and a lot of people now taking note of the players that's doing well in the Centenary Shield, and it's just putting these young players under the spotlight again. They see and give them the opportunity to move and potentially earn good careers for themselves. You only have to look at Trey Kuhn, for instance, who played in this tournament a couple of seasons ago. There's numerous players that have went on. They have, I think, Mark Sykes. I think, you know, numerous players have went on. They have brilliant careers in England and Scotland on the back of starting late and being late developers in the Centenary Shield.
Going on to become senior internationals, and that's one of the many charming features of the Centenary Shield, as you rightly point out, because people are seeing some of these players for the first time, and then in years to come you go, I remember I was there, I remember when. Absolutely,
and you know, I think, I'm not too sure what the rules are with Brexit now at the minute, but I think the Republic of Ireland players have got to stay now until they're at least 18. So, you know, it's an opportunity for players now to stay at home, to impress their club managers, to get under their first teams, and then potentially see where it goes from there. Because as we see in football here, both north and south of the border, all the managers are willing to put these young kids in. They're willing to give them the opportunities. If you're good enough, they put them in, and that is a huge plus for both our leagues.
Talking about opportunities, this was one that came the host's way a few minutes ago. McCullough off target with his chip and then pulled across, but just pulled behind Gill and lumped away.
I think a left back, Ryan McKay, does great dropping on the line, because I think the front player for the Republic of Ireland is going to hit it on the empty net. He would trust himself to hit it on the empty net.
Seeing that blue jersey there just puts him off and makes him pull it back. Republic of Ireland looking for a leveler. We are into added time, a minute played already. And a look at the watch from the referee, and that is all for the first half here at McGinn Park. What a match we have been treated to so far. Republic of Ireland 0, Northern Ireland 1, the latest score in this one. And Patrick Kelly's header at this point, the difference maker.
Excellent, a really good game, open game. Probably a lot of mistakes. The managers will be looking at mistakes at the back, and the goalkeeper's making a few mistakes that have given opportunities to the opposition. But you know, in terms of quality on the ball, willingness to play, willing to play forward passes, you know, I think it has been really entertaining, and the huge crowd here on this side of the ground are really appreciating what has been a very good half of football.
Well, confirmation of the halftime score: Republic of Ireland 0, Northern Ireland 1 in the Inspiresport Centenary Shield. And now let's look at the highlights from that brilliant first half. This was the disallowed goal. You can see clearly from that angle the handball from McCullough. Whether he knew much about it or not, it certainly popped up and hit his hand. McCullough involved again, playing it through, and a free kick was given on the edge of the box for the challenge that came in on Gill. And McCullough, desperate to get himself a goal, wasn't too far off on that one.
Away. I think a right footer maybe that time was better option, maybe go across the goalkeeper.
And it was all the hosts in the first 15 minutes.
Absolutely. You know, they really asked questions in Northern Ireland, and to be fair, they stood up strong, you know, in the back of the England game last week. They were happy to do their jobs at the back, not give anything, you know, make sure they kept a clean sheet. Really impressed by young Kelly at the back, done really, really well. But as you see in the highlights here, Republic of Ireland started really brightly, energetic, a lot of quality in the final third. But then they get help with a sucker punch with the opportunity that we'll see soon.
Well, this is it. I mean, it's a lovely ball across. It opens play up, and from here you're thinking, well, Whiteman doesn't really have a lot of options. He wasn't thinking that. This time he decides to go inside. He knows where Kelly's run is, and he glances it beyond the keeper, who is completely helpless to it. Defenders beaten by the run and the ball.
Great glance and header, and brilliant play from Aaron. Aaron, you know, as you said already, he decides this time to come in on his left foot, which wouldn't be his predominantly strong foot, but a nice little clip on the area, and PK doing what he does best, getting up in front of the defender and just clipping it under the back of the net. But it really was a quality goal, to be fair, and probably Patrick Kelly's first real opportunity, and you'll be delighted with the ball that Aaron has given him in the final third. He's really enjoyed that, because I know Frankie was saying before the game days, he's been texting every week, he's been at the games, he's really wanted to be part of this group, and to be fair, he looks an integral part of it here.
And he finally got to do the celebration he's obviously been working on. They did threaten to extend their lead. A good ball through, and the challenge coming in on McFeely as
Reece Byrne came out really quick, done his job really well. You know, McFeely would be disappointed he didn't get something on it, but at this stage it looked as if Northern Ireland were going to go ahead and get their second one. Had a couple of half opportunities. This one, I think, again, goalkeeper does really well. He's out really quick, because you do not want to be giving Jack McFeely opportunities in the box.
And Byrne, for all the plaudits he's rightfully been given in the first half, will look back on that one as a moment that he probably won't want to dwell on for too long. He was able to make the save crucially, however. Kelly just couldn't get enough power in it, maybe just slightly beyond his stretch, and as he tried to win the ball back, he ended up giving the foul away.
Been a strange game in many ways, as you'll see here. You know, a lot of the opportunities in the game have come from individual mistakes. You know, this time the Northern Ireland goalkeeper Rian Brown, he takes too many touches on the ball, presents an opportunity, and the Republic would be disappointed they haven't got something from this. But as I say, Young McKay on the line here does a fantastic job in terms of making the white player cut it back. But you can't, Frankie will be talking to his keeper over this, you can't be given opportunities like this. And I've been the first to praise the young lad, because he's been outstanding in the tournament, but you're just encouraging the opposition to get at you whenever you give chances like this away.
We will be back with the second half shortly, but in the meantime you can be reminded of the great goals that we saw from our last match featuring Northern Ireland. That was against England. The highlights from that game for you now. Hello and welcome back to our Centenary Shield coverage on BBC Sport, which tonight brings us to Belfast in Northern Ireland for Northern Ireland versus England. Bates signalling into the centre as he skims it into the air. It's a good header, and it wasn't very far off bringing about the first goal of the night.
Yeah, you talked about his goal scoring record, but I think Stones would be disappointed there. He really should have scored. You know, it's good delivery in, and he's about 6 or 7 yards out, and maybe just there wasn't as much pace on the cross as it was coming in, but he should probably score there. And when you see the height and strength that he has, I think he maybe just mistimed his jump a little bit, but Northern Ireland will have to get tighter to him on the next corner, because they give him far too much time and space there. It's just going to be difficult for them to unlock those passes without some of their main men.
Burton freeing up leg. He got plenty of power behind that. Good save from Brown. We thought he might be kept busy, and that was fizzed at him with some power.
Yeah, England have made a great start to the game, and leg, I think, there does really well. Comes inside, and a great strike, and a superb save from Brown, and yet again, as like the Scotland or the Wales game, he's shown again what is quality.
Paradise, who's playing the ball, they were saying he really bases his game off Nemanja Vidic, so that's always what forwards love to hear, isn't it? A big, hard, tough tackling centre back ready for them tonight, but not a bad role model to have if you're a young defender. Dobson made the run wide, it's through instead to leg, and it's a really fine goal from England. The pass splitting the defence wide open. And initially, England stopped celebrating because they feared it was offside, but they're celebrating now.
Yeah, that's a superb goal. I mean, just a fantastic pass, and we talked about leg. He seems to have, great pace and movement, that he cuts inside there, and I think Ryan McKay will be disappointed. He sort of lost him for a moment, and the ball split between them, and it's a great first touch and a good finish. But England have certainly shown their quality, and they're sort of struggling to find passes in the midfield, and when they're going long, it's not working. And they're trying to play passes like that to Tosh, which are quite high tariff. Passes are very difficult. So I certainly think England will be delighted with how they've played, but they look like a really, really good side so far.
The keeper hasn't had too much to do, bar one set piece to palm away, really. Tosh, might he be worked now? McFeely. Oh, wow! Like an arrow. That is a stupendous goal, and I don't care how good your goalkeeper is, he's never saving that.
Yeah, what a finish that is for McFeely. To be fair to him, I think he's been quite isolated in the early parts of this game, and 2 English defenders have kept him quiet, but that is a superb goal, and it's what we talked about. I think Northern Ireland's route to goal is not the long ball from defence or a goalkeeper, it's trying to get it down, and I think it was Tosh, a bit of composure, gets his foot in the ball, plays it into McFeely, and England's defence drop off for no reason. McFeely's the only striker, and there's no reason why they needed to be so deep and drop off, and McFeely and opens up, absolutely hits it like a dream, and what a finish that is on such a big occasion. He'll be absolutely delighted.
Dean beaten to the ball. That's a lovely little touch there as McStravick was trying to get turned, and credit to Burton, who'd gotten his way in England. At 6s and 7s at the back there. Nanon and Miller going for the old-fashioned anywhere will do approach, and who could blame him? A lot of players passing off the duty of making a clearance to one another, and it took someone just to step in and say, lads, get rid of it. An extra dimension to consider for the defender. Has played for his district side, gone on tours to the Netherlands, Belgium, Sweden, and has also represented Somerset County Schools FA, so an experienced player, but it was a careless challenge, and it was careless altogether from England, and it nearly brought about a goal to put Northern Ireland in front for the first time. The base of the post to the rescue for the visitors.
Yeah, it came from a brilliant tackle from Jack Patterson there, and it was a sloppy pass in across from England, but Tosh as well, great first touch and a super strike, and very unlucky that didn't go into the bottom corner, and Northern Ireland are much more competitive in this game since they got their goal.
What a market improvement we have seen from them, and McCoubry getting excited, whipping it in.
I'm going to speak on behalf of the Fullbacks Association there and say, McCoubry there gets the ball in a good position, and I actually think that was a good ball in, but Northern Ireland really need to try and get more strikers in the box, and McFeely was probably out trying to support the play, and unfortunately couldn't get it to him. But if you lose when you have to win the race, and you nearly chased, obviously there's no goal difference. But
well, let's just see how this one goes. Hockey's picked up what was a loose pass. He has support arriving, and the shot is well held. Keeper able to get down. Keogh with a few angry looks at his team there. Montgomery not able to bury it after Hockey's good work. So they've had a bit of a wait since then. The Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland have claimed the honour for themselves. The holders holding England to a draw for the time being. That's Northern Ireland's third game in the competition, remember, whereas England have it all really ahead of them. Dangerous ball in, missed by the keeper, and wide of the post. Well, screams went out from the stands who thought that Northern Ireland had benefited from a moment of madness, but England are off the hook.
It was fantastic play from Northern Ireland. It started with Rian Brown out to Aidan Kelly, and it just progressed from there. It was brilliant play, and Tosh will be gutted with that. It's probably a tough chance with the keeper bearing down on him, and I think the England right back beside him, but he, with an open net there, he'll be really disappointed he wasn't able to poke that home. But superb play from Northern Ireland, right from their own goalkeeper. And the last thing you need is somebody coming on and then them trying to tell somebody to mark somebody different, and the confusion is not good.
That appears to be the shared unconventional wisdom as it comes in. Punch but not away. And England are appealing, and they'll get a corner. I think they were wanting a penalty. Handball was the call from Paradise. We'll maybe get another look at that again in a moment, but
big let off.
It dropped into the box, and they will feel they should have hit the target. Obviously we're deflected away, and again Northern Ireland in the last couple of set pieces just about surviving. Draw would definitely not be a bad result for England, but having already lost to Scotland, it means something different to Northern Ireland. I think England are hard done by not to get the free kick there, in truth, but play goes on and they might feel even more hard done by here if this isn't dealt with. It hasn't been dealt with, and the free kick has been given and the goal has been chalked off, and I think people will want to see this one again. Was there a little push in the box before that came out to be slotted in?
Well, Frankie Wilson's absolutely furious, and for me, as you said, it was definitely a free kick to England at the halfway line when I'm not sure one of the England centre midfielders lost the ball, but it was definitely a free kick at the halfway line. But it seems to me like it was one of those where the referee feels he may have made a mistake earlier, and there's no way that's a free kick for me. I think Luca McGreevy sort of stretches in, pokes it, keeper makes the save, and it comes out, and it's well finished by Northern Ireland. But
yeah,
I think it's one of those where the referees probably thought, and maybe should have give the free kick at the halfway line, and I'm going to give a soft one now. The team have let the fourth official know their full thoughts on that too.
Frankie Wilson trying to G the team up for whatever additional time there might be. Gary Thompson, the fourth official, will be lifting his board in a moment to show us. Hasn't been too many lengthy stoppages. Bailey Hall, England could win this yet. He's made room, and they have the bodies there, and they have won it. And it's Stones, the danger man, hasn't shied away as he sticks it below Brown, and Northern Ireland are heading to their second defeat of the tournament.
That's so disappointing from Northern Ireland, you know, having played so well in this second half, and McCoubrey particularly just gets too tight to Bailey Hall, and he's shown his quality in this half, and he's cut back, and I think, you know, Northern Ireland just be disappointed. They get an extra man on the edge of the box, and Stones does well, as you say. He's good goal pedigree in the games coming into the tournament, and he's time to take a touch and finish it well, and it's a good goal from England's point of view, but from Northern Ireland's point of view, they'll think it was too easy, you know, for Bailey Hall to come inside, and he slides it back, and a bit of quality there to finish.
Is there one last chance? McCart left for the keeper, and McFeely just blocked off in the right sense, as a defender would do, stepping across his man and helping his keeper out. Valuable seconds creep away. We tick over the time added on, and now we're playing into the referee's discretion, and we won't have any more time. Northern Ireland's aspirations of winning this year's competition have surely come to an end now after this second defeat in 3 games. We said it would be a small margin either way coming into this one, but England get off to a winning start. Well, that was a big result for England, and they'll be quite pleased with how things are going at the moment. That's how the table looks for the time being. Northern Ireland will move to 6 points if they keep the score that they have currently.
I think there's a lot more football to be played in this half. Obviously 40 minutes, 45 minutes to come, but I'm sure the Republic are just coming out now, and they'll got their tails clipped a little bit on there at half time. They'll be looking for a response now to start the second half.
This is the halfway point. This match number 5 of 10 in the Centenary Shield, all live across BBC Sport, online and via the iPlayer. And tomorrow we have another game for you, England versus Scotland. What a match that will be. Make sure you are with us for that one. 7 o'clock kickoff, and then the week after another double header with Scotland, Wales and England, Republic of Ireland coming up.
Certainly a lot of football to be played on it, Michael, but the question I would ask, and speaking to Frankie beforehand too, is why Northern Ireland are out of it already. Why they've played all the games. Yes, they've lost a couple of games, we know that, we understand that, but there has to be a fair reflection on the fixtures.
Well, the change is being made by the Republic of Ireland as Clancy comes off and Leon Ayinde is on. So it is the hosts who make a change. Northern Ireland unchanged so far as they look to protect their lead.
Ireland look as if they're going to a 4-3-3 here. Now they ask a few questions in Northern Ireland, taking the centre half off and bring a midfield player on, Michael. So again, sets up for a wonderful second half here.
Another one of the Cork City contingent introduced in the Inde. The centre midfielder is someone with an attacking mind, and that's exactly what they need. Trying to make a quick start to this half. Raggett moving it out, and Keys closed down, and it's cleared for a throw-in. Second half starting much like the first half, which is with the home team showing the early urgency. Kelly, the goal scorer, playing it in hockey, playing through the bodies. McKay had its clearance blocked, and Raggett does really well to move that on. Might have just taken a little kick there for his troubles. Gill thought about shooting first time.
Probably a sloppy start from Northern Ireland, but the Republic of Ireland on the front foot early from a kick-off, and I think his change of tactics will really help them get more penetration in the final third.
That clearance did not work out for Northern Ireland, and the challenge.
Oh, he gave a penalty.
Is a penalty. Well, it was careless at the back from the visitors, and a dangling foot has been punished.
Good evening and welcome to Home Farm.
The player
sloppy
moved
one to
away.
give away, especially so early in the half. It's only a minute and a half gone the second half. Doesn't have to make the challenge, and he's definitely late. It looks as if he's definitely late there.
Well, McCart was pleading with the referee, but
Michael McCullough to take this one. Young Raggett, he missed one last week against Scotland, so it'll be interesting to see what this left foot of McCullough's can do.
Official making sure all the players are outside the area. McCullough squeezes it in, it's placed perfectly, and Ireland are back on even terms.
He's took his penalty well, he's carried a wee bit of luck, but they started really, really brightly. Frankie Wilson would be absolutely going nuts on the sideline because, you know, having said all he had to say at half-time, they come out and give away something so soft, it'd be really frustrating for the Northern Ireland lads. But full credit to the Republic of Ireland, they've come out and started really well.
Brian got gloves to it, but the Galway United youngster put enough power behind it to see it roll into the corner.
Game on again.
Republic of Ireland 1, Northern Ireland 1. And it didn't take long, did it, for that goal to come after the whistle to commence the half.
Interesting to see a reaction now. I always think about the mentality of the players. You know, Republic had a little wobble after Northern Ireland scored. What are Northern Ireland made of now? Republic have came from behind in their last game against Scotland. They won it 2-1, and Northern Ireland will be aware of that as well.
Some wind taken out of the sails of Frankie Wilson's team.
I think it was a crazy decision to make the tackle, Michael. There was no need to do it. You know, so early in the start of the second half, there was no real threat. Yes, the kid's on down the side, but he's still a lot of work to do from the back ball line, and you know, we've given him a great opportunity when you bring him down. But again, excitement-wise, it's something they look forward to. Really looking forward to the next, you know, the next 30-odd minutes.
The challenge from McCoubry it was, and I don't think there's any complaints about the decision, is there, Declan Devine?
No, absolutely not. I think it's a stonewall penalty, and as I say, it's one that didn't need to be made, but it certainly made a game of it now. The lights come on here now, it adds that little bit more atmosphere to the game as well, and I think there's a lot of football to be played here and really exciting, and two good teams going at each other. So
McGinn Park looking well under the floodlights. In front there's plenty of fans.
I think another factor as well, where you've got to give the Northern Ireland lads credit, they've all woke up in their own rooms today. You know, they've all had to travel from right throughout. I'm sure the Republic of Ireland stayed up last night. I'm not sure. I'll ask the question afterwards, but here's an opportunity.
Well, that's moved wide. Tosh blocked off, and it's a corner. Yes, Republic of Ireland.
As I say, you know, all the Northern Ireland lads, they've had to
yesterday.
travel from all over Northern Ireland. Might be closer for some. I know the Derry lads probably, St Collins College lads have only down the road to go, but there's people here from the other side of Belfast, people here from Newry. You know, it's been a long day for a lot of them just to get here and play.
Republic of Ireland had a training session last night, a team meeting in the hotel, another session this morning, and I think they're staying just down the road, so
it's good preparation, that.
Good preparation. They're defending here. There was the ball comes in. Ayinde, the substitute, I think, was the player that got the touch on it.
An opportunity for a break.
Challenge coming in.
Great tackle, to be fair to him. It's a good foul to give away, but an opportunity here. They're sleeping.
Well, they were very nearly caught out there, Northern Ireland. It was the two number 10s colliding.
Shane Hawley's done a really impressive job for me tonight. He's been very aggressive in every way he's went about his job. You know, he's not one of the so-called star performers in terms of flamboyant and skills and tricks, but he's went about doing the hard graft tonight, won a lot of 50-50s, put himself on the line and just played things nice and simple. And up to now he's had a super game.
In the 8th ranks at Cliftonville. They are most pleased with what they've seen, and of course Cliftonville's senior team in the Irish Cup semi-final tomorrow against their bitter rivals Crusaders. That match incidentally also live and available on the iPlayer should you wish to view it.
Really coming to business end of the table there as well. A lot of big games now with a split coming. Just looking at the Republic here, Michael, I think the change of shape has really helped them. You know, there was no need for the three centre backs with one striker really playing up and young Kelly playing a bit deeper. And I think they've looked at that, analysed that at half time and said, look, let's get another player in midfield and push a front three, a wide left, a wide right and centre forward. And I think they've really benefited from that change of formation in the second half.
Well, if you're wondering why this game is in Buncrana after the previous Republic of Ireland match being in Dublin, William O'Connor's the answer to that. He's a Buncrana man. He was the brains behind the fixture coming to the Northwest, having been the manager of the Irish team. He'd arranged to get a game played here back in 2020. The pandemic unfortunately meant that wasn't possible, but they honoured the arrangement, and it's been a great venue, I must say, as we see some great skills.
Great quality coach and good person, William, as well. Another guy like Ollie Horgan, worked with Ollie at Fun Herb, so he did, but he's another guy that would travel the length and breadth of Ireland just to get a game, and you know, he's done a fantastic job with these young lads over the course of the last 6-7 years.
Supporters enjoy the tricks, step overs, flicks.
Great skill.
Well, coming out to play now from Michael Raggett.
Really looks a good player, Raggett. I've been really impressed by him. Missed a penalty last week, but didn't buckle under pressure. Scored a really good goal then, as opposed to going into his shell. Looks a real talent for me. Also
been involved with the Republic of Ireland's under-19, so he's someone that they have hopes for. Watching on to see what might develop.
Oh, it's a good save.
Brian makes a save. Raggett's going to be offside. He couldn't get it under the crossbar anyway, but Brown forced into action.
Excellent play from Republic of Ireland again. Frankie will be very disappointed the way they're defending. Very loose in the back, at the back from Northern Ireland. You know, too much time on the ball, just a little cutback. Probably should score, probably should go to the other side of the goal, but again, really positive play from the Republic of Ireland.
Well, it's that trio combining again, isn't it? Raggett into Gill, then McCullough, and McCullough, as you say, maybe could he go the other side and really force the keeper, but chose to go near side and made it a bit more comfortable for Brown.
I think coming into the game, that was my question. Looking forward to the game, you know, we haven't really seen Aaron Whiteman get on the ball since the goal. We haven't fed him the ball. Northern Ireland haven't really fed Patrick Kelly a ball. Young Tosh is having a quiet game out here on the left. McPheely's not getting a lot of the start of the second half, whereas now the front three, four players of the Republic of Ireland are really starting to get a stranglehold on this game.
Gill goes back to Keys, and Keys Plays it to O'Donovan. And a bit more patience now that they have found parity. Nicely weighted pass. Keys continued his run, but Tosh knew what was coming and stepped through it. Kelly's been bundled over there.
Again,
O'Donovan.
This is a trait, Michael, I've seen, sorry for interrupting you, a trait that I've seen in the Northern Ireland setup. They're really happy to defend their own box, which makes it extremely difficult. If you're a midfield player playing this Northern Ireland team, you're pulling your hair out because you want to be as compact as possible and the ability to get the ball back. And I think they're giving themselves so much work to do by sitting in so deep and making it extremely difficult then for their own midfield players. They cover so much space.
Tosh watches it come down from the sky. It is the visitors who stay on the ball. Scullion. McKay. Been robbed of it. And Raggett finds Gill. Did well to accelerate to reach that one. Just didn't quite have the pace on it for him, and it made his job difficult. And Northern Ireland able to step away.
A big header from Charlie O'Brien. Big header.
Done it a few times, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been very commanding on there for the Republic of Ireland. It's like to see the Northern Ireland lads now start to get on the ball, start to get at the Whiteman and Kelly again, start to ask a few questions.
Tosh looking to be more direct, hoping McFeely can get in behind. And did he take a nudge there? Well, the referee says it was shoulder to shoulder. McFeely had a look of, let's say, disapproval of that verdict on things. Well, maybe have a look at that in a moment.
The willingness of McFeely to run on behind there is something that Northern Ireland need, especially at this moment in time. We're struggling to get out. Having that run to get on behind in the one ball.
Ayinde, Lennon Gill, McCullough. Northern Ireland have the bodies back. They're having to sit very deep here at the moment, quite regimented from Frankie Wilson's side.
Young Ayinde for the Republic of Ireland's really made an impression since he's come on. He's given that extra body in there. You know,
well, we can just see this again. Sorry to cut over you, but let's see if there's anything in that at all.
Oh, seen them given. I've seen them given.
You know, is he playing the man or the ball there?
I've seen them given.
That was the question that was asked. The referee said it was shoulder to shoulder.
I've seen them given.
But Ayende's made an impression.
He really has. He really has. He's changed the game, in my opinion. He's had a lot of the ball. He looks a very tidy, technical player. And again, he's just given that wee bit of momentum.
McCullough. He's been tripped and gone down. And they'll get the free kick.
Just the start of the second half from Northern Ireland's point of view reminds me a wee bit of the start of the England game in terms of the intensity wasn't there. You know, they're not really getting up and tight to people. They're sitting off the game. I think they're at their best and have been at their best in the previous few games when they're really up tight to people and putting pressure, as Kelly's doing here.
McCullough. Raggett. Well, he's been asked to run awful hard to get there, and just a little too much on that one for him. What will Frankie Wilson be thinking, because we've obviously seen that tactical change and the reward that it's brought for the home team?
Definitely a corner, it looks like from here.
Well, I paused because I was looking. The referee had not signalled for the corner. The assistant official had not signalled for a corner, and yet it was evidently over the line.
I think the goalkeeper's actually just made the decision up. I think his body language says, oh, you hold on a minute here, this is a corner. But sloppy from the Republic of Ireland, and this is something that Northern Ireland need to capitalise on, because you know they've really went to sleep for it. The goal has knocked the stuffing out of them again. Half time probably knocked the stuffing out of them. So they need to get a grip hold in this game again, and no better way than sticking one on the back of the net from a corner.
Well, Northern Ireland attacking the ball. cleared away. No foul was given there.
It's an opportunity.
Counters on.
He's
Hockey. Could well see another card brandished. Turn of pace was enough to beat him.
Very impressive, Gill. Very impressive. Drop of the shoulder.
And he has no complaints there. Knew what he was doing. That instruction's been given to many players down through the years. Thou shalt not pass.
Absolutely. Sometimes there's a need and a time for taking a yellow card, and that was certainly one of them.
Just to correct that, Lennon Gill not booked. It's that player there. There we go. Confirmation of Hockey's booking. Free kick coming in. No touch there. Brown able to make the block in time. Well, that was very close to being turned in by Charlie O'Brien. Northern Ireland not dealing with the delivery, and the defender getting his foot to it, but the keeper getting his body in the way.
I think if both teams had had their finishing boots on tonight, this game could be sitting at 3 or 4 each, but you know, we're sitting tight at 1 each, but that was a big opportunity for Charlie O'Brien. Big opportunity. Good from Jack McFeely. Just gotta keep a pass simple.
Well, he might get back on it here. He does that, and then just overplays the next ball through, which gives the Republic of Ireland a breather. And unfortunately, somebody's decided to try and draw attention to themselves running onto the pitch, which is why we have a brief stoppage.
Looking at the game, I think Frankie will be sitting down and he'll be looking along his bench and saying, right, what have I got here? Maybe change it to give us. He just look a wee bit flat at the moment. I know he's brought Whiteman over to this side now and Young Tosh over to the other side to see if they can cause a problem. But you know, it's just missing a little bit of energy, a little bit of quality at the minute from Northern Ireland's point of view. And you know, John McShane will be hoping pretty much just keep it going, lads, because they're well on top at this moment in time.
Well, the video might appear on social media, but I don't know why supporters bother with that anymore, because it never makes the coverage. Just wastes time. Anyway, thankfully it was a very short stoppage, and we can get back to focusing on the football.
Again, the spirit of the game, I know I said it in the first half, there hasn't really been a bad tackle as such. This is Northern Ireland against Republic of Ireland derby, and both sets of players looking to play in the right manner and going about their jobs in a very positive way.
Whiteman charged down as he tried to play it in. Zach Dunn on the ball there. I don't remember seeing a board going up, but number 17, another one of the Cork players on the pitch. So another change that was made.
I think they give the Northern Ireland lads a bit of credit as well. There's a strong wind blowing now, Michael. It's really picked up. You only have to look at the corner flags. To see the wind.
There's Dunn on the ball as he moves it back. It's Cruz to try and centre it, and that's played off the falling player as Northern Ireland get the goal kick. I was going to ask this question earlier and then it all kind of kicked off, but what sort of change do you think Northern Ireland need to make if they're to up the ante a wee bit, because they've fallen away?
They have fallen away, you know, and you don't want to be taking your centre forward off or one of your top attacking players, because they're always capable of bringing a bit of magic. I'd like to see a midfield player come in that's going to get on the ball and dictate play, because I think it's passing Northern Ireland's midfield by. You know, it's a bit ragged at the minute, and I think they just need a calm head in the middle of the park. As I said, the last game, Jack Patterson came on and really grabbed it. Unfortunately, he's not available tonight.
All the way through to the keeper. That was an important touch a moment ago, the outstretched leg of Aidan Kelly, because it was going to get through Northern Ireland's defence otherwise, and might look like a small touch or a small decision, but they're very important.
I like Kelly, I like him a lot. I think he goes about his job in a quiet way, you know, but he's aggressive. He's a good 1v1 defender, and he's had a very, very positive game here tonight. think Northern Ireland have to play their way into the game a little bit. Instead of just knocking long, hopeful balls up a relatively small front three, try and get the small passes on, try and move the ball from side to side, try and get it on the striker's feet. You know, at the minute they're just knocking hopeless balls up and it's coming back, right back on top of them again.
Speaking of coming back, there's the hailstones again.
Here we go.
Northern Ireland playing into the wind as it picks up. Can lead to all sorts of problems. McCoubry, he's fast enough to get across there. And happy in the end to see it cross the line. Proof of the weather conditions under the floodlights. Don't think that we can say we've seen 4 seasons. We've just seen 2 seasons rather extremely.
It's early yet, Michael. You're in Donegal. It's early yet. There's still 25 minutes to go.
The only thing that's let me down tonight's my sat-nav. We don't have time to discuss my drive here. My goodness me. But it's a lovely part of the world, there's no doubt about that.
Oh, it certainly is.
That's ricocheted back. Wasn't quite able to find his way through there, Gill, and nor was Raggett able to retrieve it as he stuck a leg out. McCart trying to help Northern Ireland forward and then come again on that pass, and guess who wins the header? Ayinde. Walsh.
Oh, in trouble
Lovely
here.
play. Walsh wants the shot, and it was always rising, struck with venom and purpose.
It's good play, excellent play. Good link-up play, steps on. Probably be disappointed he hasn't had the target, especially a breeze behind him. He just had to keep the ball down. That was a big opportunity for Republic to go 2-1 up.
On the books of Dundalk is Tadhg Walsh. Saw his name in lights, thought he'd go for it.
Oh, you'd be disappointed he hasn't had the target.
Packed a punch, but was one that Brown could watch fly over in the end. Northern Ireland trying to find a way back in front.
It's good.
Kelly, Tosh.
Got to get Kelly and Whiteman on the ball and Tosh. You've got to get them on the ball if you want to have any impact in this game, because at the minute it's one-way traffic. The Republic of Ireland well on top, and Northern Ireland's 3 best players are probably, with Kelly at the back, are probably the attacking 3, and you've got to get them the ball nice and early, and we have a bit of quality to make things happen.
Michael Keys has been kept honest. He's had a good game at right back. Firm header away. Tosh on it again for Northern Ireland. Whiteman not short of confidence in hurdling the referee. He found himself short of space, however, and Northern Ireland have conceded a foul in amongst all of that.
Great diagonal ball opportunity.
Well, they've got plenty of momentum, haven't they? Players piling forward and back on it again. Northern Ireland haven't dealt with that one. They get it away at the second time of asking. It goes without saying, the next goal in this game will be so important.
Northern Ireland in midfield really got to get the grips of this game, because it's just bypassing them by. They've got a back 4 sitting in their box. They've got 2 holding midfield players just sitting on top of them, and the distance between those 6 players on the front 3, it's crazy.
Whiteman
Brilliant.
Used his body there. He's got it to Kelly.
Excellent play.
And Kelly didn't have the room for the shot. Tosh does.
He's got to do better. He's unlucky, but he's got to go across the goalkeeper. Again, as I say, front 3, that's exactly what you're looking for. Whiteman, Kelly, Tosh. But he's got to do better and go across the goalkeeper, in my opinion.
Really good build-up play.
Excellent.
The finish was missing here.
It's just took a little bobble, I think. I think it's just bunched up on him. That's who you want it to fall to. You want it to fall to Tosh.
It does. It bobbles up, in fairness to him, and just makes it a harder task.
The joys of a grass pitch and driving rain and hail and sleet.
Between players, you know, in 1-day 11 jerseys and grass pitches, my goodness.
Back to basics.
We love it. He did well, actually, when you see it, to even get the shot away.
Absolutely, it's a big bobble. This is better, though. It's better.
Starting to have a bit more in terms of patterns of play. Whiteman surging on, he's been brought down. That's a penalty.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
a Stonewaller.
Does. I hate to tell you, I told you so, but you get Patrick Kelly and Tosh and Whiteman on the ball, they make things happen. Don't want to be sitting on the edge of your own box. You want to give your talented front three an opportunity. And Whiteman gets at him, it's definitely penalty. And again, the way these games are ebbing and swaying towards, Northern Ireland look as if they were out on their feet. Republic just empty midfield. The opportunity, the counter-attack happens. And Aaron Whiteman again, bit of magic, gets a penalty.
Well, Whiteman has been unfortunate from the spot in this competition. Chance for redemption. Short run up, sends the keeper the wrong way.
Very brave, very brave. Delighted for the boy, but the Republic, just shows you whenever you take a little moment to be composed and get into the final third with a bit of quality, people like him can make things happen. But from a Republic of Ireland's point of view, they'll be wondering how they're 2-1 behind, because they've been so dominant in this second half. But it sets us up for a brilliant 20 minutes.
It most certainly does. Whiteman won the penalty from Cruz's challenge, picked himself up, picked his spot, and Frankie Wilson's team lead again.
Very composed, wasn't he? Didn't take a flinch out of him.
Big deep breath, settle the nerves.
Brilliant for him.
And then the celebrations. Well, the reason we're just taking a moment for the restart is another ball has come onto the pitch, which the Irish keeper's actually put it into his net, and it's bounced back out onto the pitch. That's a little unfortunate.
It'll be interesting now to see how this goal affects the Republic of Ireland. Are they going to go and have a go? This kid's had a go from a halfway line.
He heard you say have a go. Not sure you meant quite so literally. Stranger things have happened.
I've seen this as a trend in the competition. When you think a team's out on its feet and out on its under unbelievable pressure, it tends to happen, and they go up the pitch and score.
You nearly need to not trust your gut in this one, don't you? Anytime you think, well, they haven't had a chance, somehow
Absolutely.
They will fashion a goal.
But that's what good players give you, Michael. When you've got Whiteman, you've got Tosh, you've got Kelly, you've got McFeely, that gives you that opportunity. And the Republic will be thinking exactly the same thing with their front three, front four. That we just need one opportunity, one good phase of play, and we can go and get another goal and get ourselves right back in this, because they've got 20 minutes to potentially salvage their opportunity of winning the Centenary Shield, because they've been so dominant in the second half that they'll be wondering how they're behind.
Northern Ireland leading at the moment. A draw would certainly not be a bad result for the hosts before they head away for games against England and Wales, but they need at least another goal.
Yeah, they'll be looking at taking 6 points from their home games, but as you say, they'll have to make those points up. They'll be needing at least a draw out of this.
Well, the referee's just having a little chat with Kelly and O'Brien. Getting to that part in the game where just maybe some tempers are showing a little bit. Competitive spirit.
Well, I think O'Brien's frustrated because he's been so on top, he's been so commanding. We're wondering again, as I say, how they're 2-1 behind, but certainly a competitive edge about that kid.
Well, he's taking his hat off now. Well used to the conditions. Walking about, maybe scratching their heads, thinking, what else will they have to throw at Northern Ireland?
Well, this is like a summer's night and compared to a night in Balbuffet, Michael. Believe me. Good though again. Look, you got to, as I say, Kelly really now starting to pull strings, get him on the ball. It's instrumental to get Patrick Kelly on the ball with his ability and his technique and his quality.
Well, you can see that it's someone that's enjoyed a lot of senior football in terms of the physicality. He's more than able here.
Very clever though, he's very clever, getting his body between man and ball, just being able to hold the ball up and take a sting out of the game.
I'm not quite sure about the throw-in going that way. A couple of perplexed looks. Nonetheless, players get on with it. And skimmed.
That's what McFeely wants. He wants to get into a race. He wants to get into a race and into a battle. But as I say, this kid has been always give it away.
Well, he was forced into that, wasn't he, really? He was put under pressure, and Kelly, that's away for a throw-in.
He's no Jack McFeely, is he, that Patrick Kelly boy?
This is maybe a side effect of the cameras being here. Everyone's going, oh, within 40 yards, I'll have a go too.
And the Gale Force one. Little hopeful from PK there.
Yeah, ball's rolling away from your body. You're reaching out for it. No, not the easiest one to do. Gill, tell you what, he turned really well there, just turned into a bit of bother, maybe didn't get the call. Marker was closing in on him.
I'll tell you, Shane Hawley needs to be careful, because if he had it connected there, I think he's already been booked, has he, Michael?
Indeed, yeah.
He just needs to be careful, because he's fortunate that the Republic kept possession, because if that had been a foul, he was potentially looking at another yellow card. And I think he's been very good in the game, but he needs to keep his discipline. The last thing Frankie needs is go down to 10 men under this wind.
Northern Ireland have elected to keep with the starting 11 for the time being. You wonder, will they dip to the bench soon?
You've likes of Jack Montgomery on the bench as well. It gives you real power and pace, real pace and behind. You know, he might be a bit of fresh legs to come on and potentially give him McFeely or whoever a bit of a break. But you know, Frankie will be happy with what he's seeing at the moment. They've shown great character to get back ahead in the game. Real good character, because they're under some pressure for 15-20 minutes of the second half.
Shane's team moving the ball and moving it nicely. Just wouldn't fall for one of their own as it got a little higher up the pitch. Walsh, he's gone over. And after a moment of thought, the referee decides that he was brought down, and Richard Story gives the free kick.
Again, the goal's knocked the stuffing out of the Republic here. They can't get any momentum on it. You know, they can't believe that they're 2-1 down. All they need to do now is clear their heads again, start getting their top players on the ball, and start getting possession of the ball and causing problems as they were doing before the penalty.
No balls touched the referee there. It's going to be a drop ball.
But Frankie would be delighted because, you know, it's scrappy now, they're under a strong wind, looked as if they were out on their feet. But again, the 11 that started the game is showing great character.
Well, the last time the Republic of Ireland hosted Northern Ireland in the Centenary Shield, it was a 0-0. That game didn't have the goals. We've got the goals tonight, 3 so far, and still time to go for some more.
Really like this kid, Raggett.
Always finds a way.
That's a great
Northern
tackle.
Ireland foot on the ball. Whiteman. Dunn did well to force Whiteman back. It's not been something he's had to do too many times, Aaron Whiteman, tonight. Turn and go backwards. His penalty.
That's a better line, you know. Northern Ireland are right up the pitch. You know, anything over the top's going to run through and kill a few seconds. Much better line, much better from them in terms of getting right up a pitch. Hate seeing them sitting at the edge of their own box and hoping they defend.
Well, I know Northern Ireland are worth thinking what might have been. Had the goal not been disallowed at 1-1 against England, it would have meant they didn't need to push on as they were. They wouldn't have been vulnerable at the end of the game as it happened to be, and all of that really irrelevant because it's if, ands or maybes. But the one thing that's definite is the win against Northern Ireland, and Northern Ireland winning here certainly suits England.
It really does, but I know I know Frankie's a born winner, and it's all about results for him, and he wants to make sure that he wins every game and wants to win the Shield. But he can take tremendous pride in his team, and his team showed great character. They showed great technical ability, and even when it's been put right up against them, they've always come back for a bit more.
It has been a very enjoyable spectacle here in Buncrana.
I think that's 8 goals they scored, Michael, in 5 games so far. We've still about a game to play. They scored 2 against Scotland, 3 against Wales, 1 against England, now 2 against the Republic of Ireland. So the issues for Northern Ireland haven't been in the final third. It's been giving away the goals that they've given away at the times they've given away them in the defensive third.
Well, applause as Tadhg Walsh heads off the pitch.
Played well, Tadhg Walsh. Be disappointed with the strike he had from the edge of the box, but a lot of fresh legs now for Republic of Ireland. Hope they try and get an equaliser in this game.
David Tarmion, attacking player, a striker, added to the mix. Hardly a surprise with the scoreline as it is. Walsh, whose only opportunity came from distance. Nice 1-2 before flashing over, but now a more recognised attacking player brought on to accompany those they already have, and Northern Ireland are now going to make a change of their own.
Just great play from Patrick Kelly there again. For someone so young, he's shown great experience out there today.
Well, Northern Ireland not going to make the change yet. The typical check of the studs and all the rest of it still going on the far side, so we'll wait to see what happens there. Done.
Terence Moyne doing his job over there. Terence not let you away with a thing. Very experienced referee.
McCullough skipped through, didn't have the space to get the shot away, and Tosh.
Make a pass.
Well, we know he can run. He can find a
He
pass
has
too.
Excellent.
McFeely's onside.
Oh, he's got to hold his line. He can't be offside. He's seeing right across the line.
The linesman was in a good position. He must have just strayed there. He was watching, but he just stepped, and that's going to be the last action from Tosh. In fact, as he makes way, it's going to be Jack Montgomery, the Linfield Academy prospect, who will enter the picture for the last 8 minutes or so.
Very quick, Montgomery, very quick. Young Tosh had an okay night. He hasn't had at this point night. It was fortunate with the one that bobbled up on him, but he's certainly a player for the future, because that kid, Young Tosh, he has got a lot of quality. He's a great club that'll look after him.
McCullough.
Oh, he's harsh not to get a free kick, maybe.
Well, there's some supporters around us definitely agree with that. Oh dear.
Crazy touch.
Well, Byrne has spared blushes, and now
this is a chance.
They come forward. This is a chance.
Well defended, good.
Running in the crowded area. I apologise if any fruity language offended you there. Passionate crowd here. They might have something to cheer for, the Ireland supporters around us, but that one closed down as well. 7 to go. The game is not put to bed yet. That is for certain.
I think Northern Ireland have learnt their lesson from last week, having conceded so late on. They want to make sure they see this one out, and the best way of seeing it out is by controlling the ball and dictating the game. But to be fair to the Republic, they keep coming back at them, and they're really determined to try and get this equaliser.
Scullion, Whiteman, McFeely. Couldn't get it back to him.
Got to stick when it goes up there. It's got to stick. Get something out of it.
Well, there will be chances for Northern Ireland if they're brave enough on the counter-attack, because the Republic of Ireland are being pushed on by McShane, as you would expect. They are desperate to get the equaliser. And that is one of the components of, I guess, of the Centenary Shield. Because there's so few games that you play, you can't take any game easy. You have to give every game your all. Every game is a game you must win almost.
Absolutely, it's 4 cup finals. You've got to go at everything, use your squad. You've got to have every player playing at the highest level. And to be fair, this has been a brilliant game. I've really enjoyed this game tonight. I think the conditions have had an impact at certain phases during the game, but both teams have really went at it in terms of trying to win the game.
Northern Ireland with the throw in as they try and get themselves out from the back.
I think the referee's had a great game. I think he's pulled up people for what has been wrong, and you know, he's let the game flow. Very good.
Experienced official. I think it does make a difference, and maybe the powers that be were thinking that might be required tonight if someone would have been a no-high.
Again, I think he's had the right call there. You know, there's nothing more frustrating for staff or players if an inexperienced referee at such an important game is giving away constant bad decisions. And to be fair, say it again, the referee he's been very good for me. Again, excellent from O'Brien. Looks a really good defender.
McCullough gliding away, continuing his run.
That is a free kick.
Check there.
I think the Republic really want to get young McCullough on the ball because, as I said before the game, he's one that stands out. You can see there's a talent in the kid. He's capable of making things happen. And let's see what his delivery's like here, because this is a perfect position for a left footer.
Another change being made by John McShane as Michael Keys is the player to go off. And Alex Healy-Byrne comes on. Well, both are right backs, so it'll be interesting to see whether there's a different tactical assignment there or whether it's just a case of tired legs and a player being brought on to freshen things up. He will stay back.
It's a big moment in the game. Can he get his delivery right? Can Northern Ireland defend their lines properly?
McCullough.
That's a great ball.
Wicked ball in.
Keeper's done well.
And Brown got down on it. Couldn't keep a hold of it. So they will have a corner to deal with.
Yeah, really important at this stage in the game. What a delivery from young McCullough. Well defended from Northern Ireland. The goalkeeper's out quick. But again, a big opportunity. Guys, do your jobs and do them right.
Well,
slight height advantage for the Republic of Ireland here.
Just a warning there about any shirt holding or pushing and pulling that might be going on in the penalty area.
This guy beat the first man. That's the one where he's
Didn't beat the first man.
Right. Oh,
that was left for Cruz.
Oh, he's got to score.
And he just couldn't hit it with the conviction that was required there. He did well to burst through the bodies, but it was a tame effort and one that gave the goalkeeper Brown every chance of making the save.
His first touch took him past 3 players. He just can't get that final connection on it to cause Brown some problems.
And speaking of problems, Brown stayed down. He might have just been caught by his own player there.
I think he's maybe trying to kill a couple of minutes here.
Well, he's getting a look there as we could see a rather animated Frankie Wilson conferring with his bench, shall we say.
That's saying it in a very nice way, Michael. Ever the professional. But the game's gone by in a blink, Michael. We're sitting at 88 minutes and it's been a very entertaining game for an under-18 international. Both teams having a go, both teams in terms of trying to play in the right way. A lot of talent on display, as we said earlier. The front players on both sides look a real handful. So, you know, both sets of staff and management deserve huge credits in the way they've set their teams up here tonight. Again, Northern Ireland very deep. You want to see them get up a pitch a bit.
Well, from their perspective, it's almost job done for the Republic of Ireland. They don't have long left. That's most certainly a foul. And it's a free kick in an area that If you're a free kick specialist, you're licking your lips and thinking, well, I've options here.
Absolutely. I see Jack Montgomery away to get the ball. I think he'll be down the pecking order. I think PK and Whiteman will be having a look at it. But it's been fantastic for Frankie that he's been able to pull the two lads back in. You know, Patrick Kelly showing an unbelievable appetite all night in terms of wanting to do things and wanting to get on the ball and make things happen. Aaron Whiteman's had a huge impact in the 2 goals. So the 2 boys coming on has certainly given Northern Ireland a lift on the back of losing 2 of their top performers in McStravick and Jack Patterson. PK fancies this one.
He does.
Seen him do it from here in the past.
He has pulled rank. Patrick Kelly over the wall.
Oh, it's good effort.
And
good
watched by the keeper. Adjusted himself well to make the save look comfortable. There will be a minimum of 3 minutes of added time here at McGinn Park. Allende is getting close to last chance saloon for the Republic of Ireland. Raggett, Tarmy's ahead of him. Tried to do it himself. One of the rare times he took the wrong decision tonight. He's had a good game otherwise.
The Republic deserve a lot of credit because they've been very good on the ball. They've looked to play, you know, not just aiming hopeless balls up front. There's always a time and a place for one, and the goalkeeper launches one. Northern Ireland be good since they scored in terms of second balls and picking up of pieces.
As we know in this sport, it ain't over till it's over. Northern Ireland send it into touch. 1 minute of the 3 additional minutes have gone by, and they're going to make some changes now as hockey heads off. And Joe Curran makes his first appearance, gets his first cap for Northern Ireland.
Brilliant. It's, you know, he was nowhere near the thoughts of the squad up until the Schools Cup final a couple of weeks ago. Made a huge impression for St. Colum's College in that game, and now he's earned his cap here tonight. And, you know, fair play to the lad taking the opportunity when it presented itself to him.
And Ben Leake being given time in the closing minutes as well. The local defender is on.
I'm sure Frankie's telling them there's still a job to be done, and it's not just a token gesture to get out there and do their jobs.
Headed away. Held up by Montgomery.
There's a break on here, 4v3.
Kelly.
Has he got the pass?
Tried to pierce the defence. Whiteman still with the stamina. And now
where's that?
A big ball forward that just was unkind for Tarmy. Right kind of run, but a difficult one to deal with.
I'm sure Frankie's sitting over there wondering what could have been. You know, they're winning this game away from home. You know, they've been very unfortunate they lose in Scotland in the manner that they did, having been probably a better team. Dominated England for long periods of second half, a goal disallowed. You know, so I'm sure there's a bit of frustration on there as well from Frankie, but at the same time I'm sure he's extremely proud of the players in terms of what they've displayed here tonight.
Well, it's a result, if it is to be a result, that opens up the field a little bit in this competition. Northern Ireland aren't mathematically out of retaining their place as holders, but it does seem to be one of the less likely outcomes when you look across the games that are still to be played for others.
There's been very little in it between all the games, if you look, with the exception of probably Northern Ireland beating Wales 3-0. There's been very little in it, and the competition can tend to throw up a few draws here and there, you know, but there's been nothing in this game tonight. I think it's 2 very evenly matched teams, 2 teams playing in the right manner, 2 teams littered with really good players. So, you know, there's been nothing in the game, just that little break went for Northern Ireland tonight in terms of the penalty at the right time.
Well, the Republic of Ireland away to England on the 8th of April, and then on the 21st away to Wales. And it'll be interesting actually, because John McShane played with the Wales manager in Bangor when he was a student at university, which is one of the lovely little quirks of football.
Very good, that's incredible. Again, got to see this out. Last kick of the game potentially here. Goalkeeper's going up.
Well, could there be late drama? We were allocated 3 minutes. We've just gone past the 4th, and up comes Rhys Byrne. The Bows keeper, the Oatlands College student, is amongst those in the middle. This will be the last chance. Standing over the corner, Michael McCullough. They feel like it has to be a goal for them.
What a
It's
ball.
a really good delivery.
It's
And it's the keeper!
It's in! It's in!
Oh, would you believe
This
it?
is incredible.
It is the keeper who scores.
Is it the keeper? Oh my goodness.
Well, they're all celebrating. It's been headed in. I thought it was Rhys Byrne. It'll hardly matter.
What a way to end the game. Again, Northern Ireland will be so disappointed.
Well, it might well be a Yinde. We'll see the replay again in a minute. Byrne was close to it, but the Republic of Ireland have levelled it.
I've said about the young lad and his deliveries all night, and by God, he's got that on the money in the last minute of the game and injury time.
He's going for it.
Oh, what a header.
Well, Byrne was up for it here. Let's see. This will give us a closer look. It's an own goal.
It's an own goal.
It just went past Rhys Byrne.
It's an own goal.
The last touch is off Oran McCart.
What
and
an
an own
ending
goal.
to the game, Michael.
Well,
what
I mean,
an ending. What
that
an
is
ending.
crazy. I thought that Byrne had got a glance on it, but unfortunately the dubious goals panel, having viewed that replay, will certainly say it's an OG.
It looks as if it's come off McCart, doesn't it? It looks as if it's an own goal. But look, both teams have put everything into the game tonight. A draw is probably a fair result. Northern Ireland will feel as if they've lost the game in the way that they've conceded in the last seconds. But full credit the Republic of Ireland, because what they've put onto this game, they never give up. Few subs at the end has probably added on a few extra seconds.
And throwing the goalkeeper up is what blindsides the defender and what makes it hit him. Big keeper jumps, a little bit of luck, but they'll say there may be due that, and it's the sort of result that changes the whole feel in terms of where the Republic of Ireland are in the Inspiresport Centenary Shield, because now they're 4 points from 2 games, which looks so much better.
Massive result for John McShane, and to be fair, it's probably, as I said already, a fair result. It's just in the manner that it is happening. The last kick of the game, an own goal, goalkeeper takes a sight of the ball away from the centre back. But you know, the dugout will be asking themselves, there was 45 seconds extra time put on at the end of the 3 minutes. You know, there's a couple of needless fouls, a couple of substitutions adds it on. But what an ending to a brilliant night, Michael. I know that Northern Ireland will be so disappointed they haven't seen it out. Same last week, conceding in the last minute or two. But what an exciting game, you know, and it's brilliant the BBC are here covering it, because that was a fantastic game of football, and full credit to the Republic of Ireland, because they never give in. And to be fair, I'm gutted for the likes of Patrick Kelly and Aaron Whiteman tonight, who were outstanding in the game.
What a match, what a match. Let's remind ourselves of the goals from this one. 4 in total, evenly shared. And it was Northern Ireland that struck first in this match, a move that went from back to front, a lovely pass opening up proceedings, and as they moved across to try and get a mark on Whiteman, he moved in. Lovely ball, delightful teasing cross, and Kelly glancing in the header.
Fair to Whiteman, a goal and assist. He can't ask for any more. He had periods in the game where he was quiet, but this was simply outstanding. Instead of going to his right foot, brought it onto his left, and Patrick Kelly, who's had a huge impact in the game, gets in front of the defender. Again, Northern Ireland didn't come out, started the second half. It changed tactically from the Republic of Ireland. Soft penalty by John McCart to give away, but you know, it gave them a foothold back into the game again, and a perfect start.
And dispatched by McCullough.
He's fortunate, because the keepers almost got there, but McCullough, a real talented player. Again, Whiteman, whenever they were under a bit of pressure, gets at the fullback 1v1. You know, gets the penalty and has the bravery himself and the courage to step up and take it.
And unlike earlier in the competition, he slotted it away. A more convincing penalty and a celebration as he put his team back in front. But
again,
then this happened.
This is absolute. It's
Send
incredible.
the keeper forward.
The beauty of the game, the beautiful game turned sour for some. You know, it's all in the delivery now. Really, the goalkeeper going up, the delivery's right on the mixer. I think he's took his eyes off the ball. I think the goalkeeper, as you say, run the cross him, has deflected from him. But what an ending to the game. Unfortunately, it's an own goal, but at the same time, my, what an ending to a game. Incredible. A lot of happy people down here in Buncrana. I'm sure Frankie's sitting in the change room in there, really annoyed and really disappointed, but you know, what a fantastic advert for the tournament.
Well, no wonder fans are picking their favourite players for pictures. They've maybe seen some stars of the future, and that is how the table looks now. Northern Ireland's tournament is now over. That was their fourth and final match. They end on as many points. The Republic of Ireland with 4 points also after 2 games. Their next games are against England and Wales, and as I'll keep reminding you, it's all about points on the board. That is what you need. England, Scotland, we have that for you tomorrow. That is live at 7 o'clock. Then next week it's Scotland, Wales, and England, Republic of Ireland, and then Wales finish with a couple of home games. So good luck picking a winner from there.
I'll tell you though, the Republic of Ireland will give himself a chance. With that goal, it has given them a real chance again. I'm sure England were hoping that Northern Ireland would see the game out, but it's really given them a chance now in terms of can they go to England in a couple of weeks' time and really put it up to the English, because if they can and perform anywhere near that they did in the second half tonight, they'll certainly ask questions to them also. What
a competition, what an evening for it. We've had all sorts of weather, all sorts of goals, all sorts of emotions. Declan Devine, it's been a pleasure to be in your company. Thank you for your help. From me and from all of the team, I want to wish you a very good evening, and make sure you don't miss that big game tomorrow, England versus Scotland. From all of us here, take care. Bye-bye.